Show to my computer.
Alrighty. Wow, Sandy is there waiting. Hey, Sandy, welcome, welcome.
Incredible.
Yeah, man. So Sandy was there waiting. Sandy, you're early.
Early is good.
Yes, early is good because we had said 8 o'clock. It's 7 minutes after 8 now, so we are good to go.
Yeah.
Sandy, big up yourself. Alien, we're
Hi.
at we're at it again. You and I, we
I
are.
know we keep meeting here.
Yes, we are here again, and this time, we're going to talk about things in a little different.
Okay.
A little different. I want to hear your story. I want, people to hear your story and stuff. So, we're going to start with your childhood. The thing is that a lot of people, especially when I was growing up in the 80s, grown folks would think that children don't have any stress. We don't have any problem. Everything is okay with us. Aileen, as a youngster, as a little girl going to primary school and doing track and field, what was the support system? What was it like for you as a little girl?
So initially um it was more my teachers because they were the one that started me on the path. So I had my teachers, Miss Campbell, and my PE teacher. Why can't Mr. I think his name was Mr. Brown. So so they were the ones that kept pushing the thing because they tried because I used to be like a cross country runner, and then we dropped down until I find that balance. And then I had my siblings who race with me all the time to practice with, and my mom, um, and then a community of people like my godparents. So they were always consistent and supporting and being there for me.
What kind of challenges you had back then, if you had any challenges as a little girl?
I mean, it was more for me running barefooted because the first time I went to Paris champs, I came back on the bottom of my foot, gone, blister. And then it blistered, and then a little blistered, and then when then pop, your skin start peel off. So
Mhm.
my mom had to, I think it was like aloe vera. She had to like wrap the bottom of my foot with it, and I was out of commission for a little bit, and then it healed, and then I got back to it, and then church burial, I got a pair of shoes. Kids, the next year I got a pair of shoes in the church burial, so I got a pair of kids, and those were my track shoes until I got to Vera and end up getting some nice spikes.
Very technical. Tell me a little bit about your journey at Very Technical. What was it like for you? The support coming from St. Mary, where you were running barefooted, now in one the top high school for girls in championship. Tell me a little bit about that transition.
It was fun because the seniors that I think Lacina was still there when I went to high school, and the Ina's younger sister Yvette.
Yvette
And
Turner.
yes, and then Claudine Williams, Georgina. So there's like a bunch of senior athletes that were there that looked out for us, and then there was like Michael Blackwood, Michael McDonald. Michael McDonald is Beverly McDonald's younger brother. So I had like those older athletes just guiding me through the process, and then Coach Houghton was really instrumental in just guiding us. And we had a dorm mother because we lived on campus and just create new friendships. Um, I still have friends from high school. My friends Soyini and Kamika, um, they were they always looked out for me because coming from like a farming community, parents didn't have money like that. So my clothes were like hand me downs. So Soyini and Kamika, I wear the same clothes that they wear, and they always have nice stuff. So whenever we had to go to something nice, they would dress me up in their clothes and stuff. So
So the fact that your clothes were hand me down and you had other athletes who maybe have the new stuff, how did that make you feel as a person mentally? Because a lot of times we do not look at how people are affected mentally in different situations.
I mean, I didn't feel any ways because my sister Angie, and my mom, they always instill in me that, this is what we have and this is what we can provide for you, and don't allow anybody to make you feel anyway. Plus, me love fights, and nobody never used to bother me when I was in high school. So
I
yeah,
got a lot of brothers, right?
I have a lot of brothers. So yeah.
College, you have been doubted. You exited high school early. You exited high school in 1999, where you were outstanding at Girls Champs, winning the sprint double in the 100 and the 200 meters. You moved on to university overseas, where you were doubted at the NCAA championship, where you actually surprised everybody and you won the sprint double, defeating the outstanding Mona Lee. How did you feel mentally? How did you prepare yourself when you were doubted by fans, the media, and the people around you?
So the coolest thing is Coach Fry, he always instilled in us we were winners because we won the national championship the year before. So he always had that killer. He instilled in that we're champions. And then the coolest thing was that Sonia's parents were there.
That's Sonia Richards.
Yes. So her dad, Archie, and her mom, Sharon, was there. And they talked to me, and because it's a Jamaican thing, and they knew who I was, and they talked to me, and they just like pretty much encouraged me, and and that helped me a bit. And then like I was walking past an interview with Mona Lee. I love Mona to death. And the interviewer was like, so we don't see anybody here to beat you this year. And she was like, no. And then I was like, huh.
Wow.
Feel
So
nice.
how did you get in that frame of mind to say, you know something? They're doubting me. They're not even giving me a chance before. How did you prepare yourself to win the sprint double at the NCAA championship, which is not an easy thing to do?
No, it wasn't. So the thing is, like, my Coach Fry said, remember they disqualified you last year at LSU? So he said, channel that. And we had another Coach Stan. Whenever I get I have like a bunch of Beanie Babies in college that he bought for me. So whenever I get nervous, he made me channel stuff. So which is like the dancing from high school, the dancing and the stuff. But in college, the shadow boxing came into it, and that was my way of channeling and focusing. And they were like, they're doubting you, and we're trying to win another championship, and we need these points, and the bet they don't expect you to win, so just go out there. And the funniest thing is, like, when I got to the last 50 meters, I heard Sonia's parents, because somebody was calling my name. They weren't calling, it was like a Jamaican, but they weren't calling me Aleen, they were calling me Isla. So
Isla, what is Isla? What does that
I
mean?
don't. I think he couldn't pronounce Aleen, so he was just calling me
Oh,
Isla.
okay.
So I heard. So they decided to join him in his cheer. So I heard them at the last 50, and it just gave me that extra surge. I was like, "There's Jamaicans in the stand cheering for me. I cannot embarrass the crew." So it gave me the extra push, and the same thing in the 200. I tried in the 4x1, but they were too far. So it just
I remember watching that 4x1. Really, I think you came second. You came from third. You
yes.
took your team from third to second.
Yes, I was
Yes,
gunning for that
yeah. Because
win.
I heard the commentator said Alien Bailey is coming like a train. So I
Yes.
realized that you were actually making up good grounds.
And
But
then Coach Fry told me I would have created NCAA history because nobody has won 3 gold medals. I wanted that because now I share it with Debbie Ferguson, because Debbie Ferguson is the only person that won the double at the NCs. But I wanted to not share it with anybody. But yeah, but
yeah,
I don't mind sharing with Debbie. She's an amazing athlete.
Caribbean girl, right?
Caribbean girls, yeah.
Mental toughness, Aileen. How important is mental toughness in sport?
Very important, because whatever your mind conceive, you will achieve. And if you allow doubt in that space, you doubt yourself, then you literally are headed for failure. So it's very important to have that mental stability, have people that, motivate and encourage you, and keep you from falling off, because there's like different things can just knock you off track. And as
Indeed.
athletes, we sometimes are naive and we think that everybody loves us, but not really. So we go into that thinking we're representing our country. Everybody loves us. Everybody gonna cheer for us, no matter if we're up or if we're down. But yeah, then you learn that the hard way. So it's just having the right people and the right frame of mind around you to help you to just stay focused and stay on track.
How early did you start preparing yourself mentally for your track and field career?
I didn't I was having fun until 2004, and then it got serious.
Oh, 2004, Athens, right? That's the Athens Olympics.
I
How
was just
you
having I was just having fun. College, high school, basic school, primary school, high school, fun, college, fun. 2004, then it got serious. So it was like a different thing because I have to be like more focused because it's like a job now. It's not like just performing and fun and perform, just representing your country, which is next level. And it's an amazing achievement and accomplishment, but it's like different because right now you're thinking about I have to compete well because if I don't do this, my contract is going to get cut. If I don't place here, I won't get this bonus, and it's just a different thing. And if I don't perform, then these people will say people are saying this, and then it's like it's just a whole lot of different things that just hit you different.
how were you able to cope when fans got tough, the media got tough, everybody got a little ungrateful, I would say. How were you able to mentally stay focused on winning gold medal for Jamaica?
So it was hard because I think one time I was so stressed out and just worried about like people were saying stuff, and then I think one day I accidentally took a bottle of pill. um
Talk to me a little bit about that, taking that pill. What were you taking the pills for pain? Were you thinking
it's
about
just
ending your
you
life? What were you
I don't know what it was. I think subconsciously I was just feeling that maybe all this is too much, and maybe if I didn't, sometimes you're like, if sometimes if you don't exist, then the problem will go away. So I don't think I was trying. I don't even know. I can't even process it. I don't think I was trying. It's just that there was so much going on. And then I just had this constant headache that wouldn't go away. So I kept popping my Advils. And I just felt good.
so
Really.
did you overdose any at all, or it was
I don't even
just
know what happened. I started just falling asleep, and my mom came. My mom just popped up. Mad love show for me. I don't know why. Um, so she showed up to the house, and I wasn't feeling. She saw that I wasn't too look too good, and I just told her that my tummy hurts. And as a mom, I was like, maybe it's something I eat. I feel sick. Like I want to. And as a mom, tea in Jamaica is good for everything, especially
oh
busy
yes.
tea.
Yes,
So,
yes.
so busy tea. So I think she got there in time before whatever it is set in. So she gave me the busy tea, and I threw up everything, and I felt better. And I think I snapped back into reality because I had a conversation with Auntie Carmen, and she sent me to Dr. Agri Irons. So he was my person through the entire time I lived in Jamaica. And then when I moved back to the US, I got like a therapist here. And then I have another therapist, but she's not a professional therapist. She just smacks me in the side of my head. So Soini is my sister, mother, therapist, best friend, all put into one. And then Elva, same thing. So both of them, there are things that they know that nobody else doesn't know. So both of them like keep me on track and on balance. Because 2017 was rough for me. So and then Soini was transitioning into a new job. So I ended up because I was going into like a dark phase because trying to come back. 2016 I was running well and tore my hamstring. Um, Tried to come back 2017, it wasn't going well because that's not how I wanted to end my career. And so I lived with, because I was doing my citizenship, applying for my green card. So I lived with Elva for a year, and the girls were
We're
big.
talking about Elva Goldberg, right?
Yes,
One of your main rivals.
yes, and my big sister. So I stayed with her, and just because I think Soyini knew that I need, because I'm like kids and I, because Soyini knew that I needed that type of environment. So I was with Elva for like a year and just hanging out with girls, and the girls are constantly like, if I sit down too much, and they wouldn't allow me to sit too long. They want to Auntie Alien, I want to do this, and they want to go outside, and they go on walks and they run. And the little one was a baby, so she loved running, and and she always like just stayed with me anywhere. Like she just stayed with me, and all the time, and we do random silly stuff. And she played. If I go to the bathroom, she's coming to the bathroom. Taking a shower, she comes to take a shower. So I think having her and her older sister is just navigating and just wanting to spend time with me just gave me like a different lease on life. And like, dang, I have to be here because I have them, and then my godson and my friends. And then I realized that if anything happens to me, how it's going to affect them. Because I saw when I was like, I had to go visit somebody, how emotionally stressful it was for them. So that if they're not able to like see me or talk on the phone with me, how, you know,
So,
it,
so just to tap into that a little bit. So, were you actually thinking about suicide or
I mean,
anything on that?
the thing is, like, thoughts flashes in your head. It's just like when you feel like, it's like when you feel like you don't have a purpose, like, you lose your purpose. Because track literally was my purpose. And I didn't, I mean, as a kid, I had like option, like other things I wanted to do, but then track just took over, and that was my purpose. And when something is drastically taken away from you, you're like lost. You don't know what it is that you want to do, and you just feel out of place, and you just feel useless or worthless. And then you literally is starting over, and you're like, dang, okay, I have a college degree. What is it that I can do with it? I'm not getting money in consistently. Will all my money run out? I need to do this? I need to do that. Will I still be able to take care of my mom, my family? And then during the process, like, you lose people that you thought were like your friends or supporters, but you lose when you're not like Aleen Bailey, running and winning. You lose people, like you lose relationships that you thought were genuine relationships. So that hits you different, because I'm like a people person. I love, and I love hard. And it's just heartbreaking when those things are just disappear, and friendship and relationship you have just disappear. Yeah.
I follow a lot of athletes online, not just Jamaican athletes. I follow a lot of athletes, American athletes, European athletes, African athletes, you name it. And I've seen where a lot of athletes, sometimes in their posts, they will say, track and field is my safe space. How did you manage to get out of that dark place where you were in order to come back to reality and said, look, I need to shake this? Because in our culture, people will say, Chairman, you just need to shake that off and move on. How did you get back from that dark place to where you are now, glowing and smiling and taking on life?
So it's just a collective of people that I have. Oh God, like I have Allison, I had Auntie Carmen before she passed. I have Sandy, I have Timothy, I have Angeli, I have Arlene, I have Soini, I have Elva and the girls, I have my godson Ajani. Oh God, I have you. um,
I was waiting for that, but I'm glad you saved the best for last.
I I have and it took me a minute to start watching track and field. So now I have track, and I got to, and I have like a therapist, somebody I talk to. And sometimes therapy work, but sometimes not 100%. And then So I don't know if Soini and I have like a psychic connection, but I think sometimes she senses when I'm having like a rough day, and she's like, I need to go for a walk. You need to meet me right here, and just literally walking with her and just talking about stuff and just life on a whole. Just bring me back, and then I have mommy daily. She call constantly and check up on me. And then I have Mr. Spencer. He constantly check up on me. Allison, like she calls and she constantly check up on me. And it's just everybody pouring loves in me. I have my nephew, Rahid.
So
He texts
you
it.
have your support group is very, very wide, and
It's
that's important. And that's important.
it's massive. I cannot not the thing it with my mommy daily and Saini. Like they know when they call, I answer my phone. So if I don't answer, or if they call and I don't send them a text back saying that I'm on the phone or something like that, they're gonna call until I um
Yeah,
I
we need to
answer.
check
And then
in.
so you didn't know where I live, so she will show up on me.
Yeah, we need to check in with each other from time to time. Have you ever encountered blatant favoritism where an athlete is favored over you for whatever reason?
Not sad.
Tell me a
Um,
little bit about that.
it's because it's crazy. There's times when you're on teams and you know because you're not doing as well as the person, then they'll treat you differently, and then your opinion don't matter, and then they will try to like replace you on a team or something like that.
But
So
how can you replace someone on a team when they've earned their spot? I mean, I've seen it happen and it caused problems for us. But why would you want to replace someone when the rules say if you um how the rule go, the first three are automatically, if you fall in the first three, then you get to represent the country. Why would you want I know that the rules are a little funny, because if you make the team and you're injured and you're not able to prove your fitness by
a certain time,
a
yeah.
certain time, then you have to be replaced. But we've seen where an athlete was genuinely replaced and we had a big uproar at the Olympics.
Yeah, it is how it is, and that's how our team is. When you're not on top, that's how Jamaicans officials are when they on the team with you. If you're not on top, you are considered second class, and they treat you different um,
Wow.
from everybody else. So it's just like, dang, last week I was loved, and then this week I'm like nobody.
Oh,
So
wow.
so it's just a process, and I guess you just have to go with the punches, and then they tend to, if you voice your opinion of how they're treating you, they'll. I think I got written up one year.
Tell me a little bit about that, Aleen.
I don't remember what year, but I think I was there for the relay. But and I think one of my younger babies were there. Was She made the team, so she should have ran. Um, but they told her she's young. She didn't need to run the finals. She's wrong, young. And I said something. I was like, "What? what? What are you telling her? She's young. She earned her spot. Like she should run." And they were saying that. And I mean, they were going to change the team for the finals. So I guess I would have been on the team, but then they decided not to go with me and go with somebody else. But I was fine with that because I thought she was going to run because she earned her spot, but they took her off, and their excuse was that she was young. But I'm like, anything can happen within next year, so
But
she needs to.
how can we use the young card when we've seen young gone out there and win gold medal for Jamaica? Let us go back to 2008. One of the youngest female that made the 100-meter was Shelly and Fraser Price. A lot of people did not know about Shelly, and I knew about Shelly because she had gone to the World Championships in 2007, and I'm
And they
sure
gave
you know that.
and they took her off the team, and when she should have ran.
And there were talks that Shelley they were to take Shelly out, even though Shelly came second at the trials. And
So
I'm
the rule is with, I think there's like a rule where I think only because they change it with after the Merlin
after
thing.
Sydney, after Sydney.
So I think only, I don't remember if it's if it's the top person that is safe or it's the top two that is safe, and then they have the option of replacing
The third person.
the third person with somebody that's performing well, but they only use that rule when it suits them. So
Wow.
so
Wow.
so it's just that, yeah, the official Jamaica J trades use the rule when it suits them.
So if you're not a favorite, if you're
Yeah,
not a favorite and you finish third, you might just lose your spot.
you might lose your spot.
Because I've heard
But they
other
only do it.
athletes, I've heard other athletes say that they've made the team in the past and they were told that they're too young, so they did not run.
I mean, I think was it like 19, I'm trying to remember when my world championship bronze medal on the relay team. I think the year, I think I was nine it was I think it was 97.
You won gold. You're talking the junior,
Spain. No, senior 4 by
senior.
1 Spain. I think it was 2007. I
You
made the
won.
senior team.
Yeah, 2007. You
So they literally
won.
was trying to take me off
So how do you
to put
deal?
somebody
How,
else.
how do you process that mentally to come back the following year and still say, I'm going to represent my country, even though I have been treated unfairly?
It's the people that I have around me because Dwight and Spinner is like a Jamaican. You know. I asked him to make me run for a different country, but he has, I had to be loyal to my country. But he just instilled in me because his motto is be humble in victory and gracious in defeat. So graciousness is what he taught me. I had to be gracious and I can't get ignorant. And I have to present myself a specific way at all times. Because
Patriotic,
I'm
patriotic.
because I'm representing Jamaica and I have to be politically correct in every conversation that I have, and I have to I have to share my opinion but be respectful, and not get out of correct character. So it's just that he instilled certain things in me that just stay the course. Everything happens for a reason. You just have to keep the faith and keep moving, pushing forward. So he's been
Ra-
good.
Racism. Have you ever encountered racism traveling the world to compete, whether at the Olympics, the World Championship, at a domestic meet, the Diamond League, whatever? Have you ever encountered anything like that?
I don't think I have. I think I learned the difference when I came here. Because growing up in Jamaica, um, it wasn't like white against black or Indians, or it
In
was just like
Jamaica, it's classism.
in Jamaica it's classism. So when I came here, and then I can see the 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 things, and I listen and see how people interact, because I'll have Caucasian friends, and I'll have um, black friends, and they're like, oh, don't trust them. But I guess it's just my culture. But you have to move accordingly. But I think one time, I think they don't. I think here I am not seen as I'm Jamaican, if you understand. So I'm
Yeah.
Jamaican, and I'm not
Hmm.
black, and I'm like,
Hmm.
okay, I think I look the same as them, but they treat I think Caribbean people, they treat them differently, because I guess because we I don't know, I guess have this. I don't know if we don't have the same mannerism, or we don't have the same struggles, or we don't voice
Yeah.
certain things, the same things. So I guess we're treated differently. But
Yeah.
I've never like maybe I just not seen it. I've never had somebody like did something
Saying
based
that to you.
on, yeah.
Okay.
So
Like racism, sexual harassment is very common in sports. Have you ever encountered, and don't call any names, but have you ever encountered sexual harassment throughout your career
I
in
mean
this
the
beautiful
whole
sport?
I mean the whole for some apparent reason everybody's fascinated with my bottom. I have no idea why.
I've heard
There's
it,
like
yeah.
many bottoms around the place. I remember I came to Jamaica and I won a race and I had no idea my derriere was on the big screen. Crowd are go on bottom. I said, yo, Ray, go on. It's my bottom. And I've had like people just pass remarks about my bottom and stuff. And
I've heard people saying Aleen is
um,
one of the sexiest female athletes. I've heard that Aleen is one of the sexiest athletes. But
and then people tend to hug.
if you go back to 2004, go back to 2004, that kit you guys wore in the 4x1 relay where Jamaica won gold. Just go back to that kit, Aleen.
I mean, I look at it and I realize that I look totally different in it. I understand that. Blame mod.
You're being very diplomatic.
I mean, yeah, yeah. So the cut on mine was different because we did go up a couple sizes.
Oh, you guys did? Okay.
No, I had to go up a couple. I had to go up a couple sizes because the ones that we fit and I move and they say I can't be on TV with. And then the front cut was like,
Oh yes, it came up. Yes, yes.
and then so I had to go up a couple sizes, but and
So
then
how did you handle that throughout the sport? People keep making remarks about your body. Did it did it disturb you in any way?
I mean, sometimes it feels uncomfortable because people will hug you weird. Yeah, you know
Okay.
how people supposed to hug you up here. They tend to hug below, like on the at the curve of your back. Type so you can rub a little bit. But I think it's just I was like, you know what, but I just had to just live with it because it is what it I guess it is what it was, and people will make like sexual passes, but I wasn't into that because I am not in the mood for my name to be, you know, that girl on the circuit because I will fight. And I tell and whenever guys approach me, I was like, I am ignorant, and if that happens and you say anything, I'm gonna fight you.
So you had to protect yourself. You had to find a way to protect Aileen.
Yeah. Plus, my dad, my brother is Capleton. I can,
You have
and then
an image to uphold.
it's not just my image; it's his. It's the family's image. So and it's the country's image. So it was like interesting. And then I remember one time there was like a picture of a bottom going around. A girl going in her blocks, and the bottom was passed along. And then one of my male friends showed me, and I was like, hold up, dude, you know that's me? And he was like, what? Oh, my bad, sis. I didn't know. So it happens. And then as a woman, especially if it's somebody with like power or leverage, you just not say anything because you don't want it to affect your job or it to affect you getting into certain,
But how
situations.
can that affect you when you are placing yourself somewhere? It's not like a team sport where you have to wait on a coach or technical director to say, okay, Aileen, this person, that person. You run your race and you make the team. You're telling me if someone make a sexual move at you, you're not able to shut them down and you're
I
still
mean,
safe.
I shut it down. I shut it down, but like I'll like shut it down, but then it will have what when you reject people, they feel some type of way. So I reject stuff. Um, so they'll feel some type of way, and then it may come back to you as
Come back to haunt you, eh?
yeah, they're the member of some selection committee, and you don't get selected because of you know you didn't
Oh,
participate in the madness
oh wow.
situation.
Wow. As a country, we claim that we're a track and field country, and I'm kind of getting a little annoyed as a track fan because we claim that we're a track and field country, but yet we continue to have track and field events in an empty stadium.
Because I think it's because we don't promote it well. We don't promote track well. Because they have track meets in other Caribbean islands, and it's packed.
I was just about to say that I've watched quite a few track and field meets since the season start. I've watched the
They have,
Bermuda
yeah.
meet, and they had people in their stands right around in people were there. I
Mm.
watched Botswana meet early in April, end of April. And I'm like, when I watch all these track and field meets around the world on television, they have people in the stands. Why is it that we who take on, oh, we're a track and field country, why is it that we have our athletes running in an empty stadium? What is
Um,
it that we're not doing
it's
right?
promotion, and then a lot of times stuff at the stadium is overpriced, and it doesn't target the working class people can't afford $10,000 ticket or a $5,000 ticket. And back in the day, I think because I remember when I was in high school, and it was the first time John Drummond and Otto Bolden ran in Jamaica, and they gave like all the top athletes for each high school. We were able to go for free, but we were in the in the
In the bleachers.
in the bleachers. But people were there, and then you know they had tickets, affordable tickets that people could afford, and then it was promoted. People knew Otto Bolden and John German was coming to and I was like a teenage girl, and them love take off them shirt, so I was excited to go because
Exactly.
it's a likelihood that they might take off them shirt. So yeah, so it was promoted better. It's just promotions because I think the racers track meet is coming up,
Racer strap meet is coming up on
but you really
Saturday.
don't see. I don't know if it's been advertised on TV in Jamaica, but and a lot of and it's international stuff. It's not advertised internationally because I remember when Chris Brown was doing his track meet in the Bahamas. So he had Capleton do a promo for it. So he had Capleton promoting it, and he had all his friends that are athletes promoting it on our social media, everything like that. And he always had a crowd when he put on Bahamas meet. It's just like
Hmm.
marketing and stuff, and it's just different thing. And he had like competition where the high school kids get to compete, and the high school. I think he invited some high school kids to come, and get to watch and stuff. So it's just promotions and stuff and making it affordable.
When you were competing for Jamaica, what are some of the things you wish we had done better as an administration or as a country?
I mean, like Mark, right? Being able to profit off the success that we had, because I remember after the 2004 Olympics, like the demand for the bathing suit that we ran in was high, and so I felt that the organization could have done like a collab with Puma. Okay, this on sales, this percentage goes to youth development or something like that. And we have things that benefit the kids, and then we invest in certain things where it would bring, you know, monetary investment. Because like we have people wanting to come to Jamaica to learn what we do, nutrition wise, so we could have, even with you saying people would have paid to come to like a facility in Jamaica to just for a week to train and just experience Jamaican as a culture. And um, so it's just you know, how
How
we
we
promote the.
I think one of the thing is that we do not see ourselves as a brand I think, and this is my personal opinion,
Everybody else is making money
I
off us.
think, I think Jamaica as a country is a brand.
It is.
Everybody want a piece of Jamaica. I went to Eugene and I went there with two flags. And I was draped in my flags for the women's 100 meter. And a lady who, she's not Jamaican, she just came up to me and she said, "Please, can I get one of your flags? Please, I'm not Jamaican." But, and I took off one of the flag and I gave it to her.
Yeah.
We are treated, especially in the land of track and field, we are treated royally when we go out there. But as you rightfully say, I don't think that we are capitalized on that. We are capitalizing on that. We are a brand and we don't realize in that. Handling pressure, Aleen. Handling pressure, you're expected to do X, and because you're going through something, you did not go through it. And of course, social media wasn't as prevalent then as, especially in the early 2000s, as now. How were you able to overcome these things and just focus on you and what you are doing?
I used to respond.
And that's
Support
natural.
people.
And that's natural.
Come out and come back. People come on my page. I used to cuss. But but a wise man had a conversation with me. And a couple of people that actually are track fans, like Miss Bailey. I'm gonna use delete this comment. So after that, I started. You know what? They have never ran a day in their life, so they don't understand the pressure and the struggle, and they don't know what it is. And I just, be like, yeah, they're my idiot. So if I stoop to their level, then I'll be an idiot too. So I just just move forward and just have. If something hits me hard, then I just go to my safe space, which is my family and my support system. So, or just listen to some music. And
do you think the powers that be are people in general, especially in sport, and let us stick with track and field? Do you think people are taking mental health seriously?
no, they don't. Because they no, they don't. They say, you're weak, man. You can't go through it and work. But if a regular person that don't run track, don't have the stress of track, don't have the stress of training, don't have the stress of people judging, and that type of stuff on a wide platform, has harmed themselves, then what makes us special or what makes us different? People just say, oh, they love saying that you pick that job, so you should be open to criticism. Constructive criticism is one thing.
I'm glad you say that. I'm going to read something. I was having a discussion with someone earlier in the year, and it was around champs time. And you know that champs can be, people get crazy and go on with all kind of thing. And I remember somebody said to me that, because I am one of those people who is against people talking negative about the athletes, and someone said to me that you guys are in the spotlight, so you should get used to nasty criticism. And I was like, rubbish. That's rubbish. So it's like they're justifying it to say, oh, you guys are celebrities and you should be able to handle these criticism and all of that. I think Aleen's screen freeze a little bit, guys. So until she get back to us, yeah, I think her screen froze. All right.
Am I back?
All right, let us move this one.
There's 3 of me?
Yes. Oh, there's 2 of you. All right, I'm trying to remove this one. Okay. Okay, there we go. There we go. Right. As I was saying, Aleen, I've heard people saying, oh, you guys are superstar and you must deal with the negative criticism. And I'm like, it doesn't give us the right to be nasty. But one Kino on the live is saying the amount of athletes pull out of racers Grand Prix, these athletes can't take them self serious, how we fit take them serious.
Okay,
And that's another thing too. I've seen where a
so
lot of athletes are pulling out of meets. And your take on that, Aileen?
okay, so I understand Akeem. So he literally just ran his PR when Saturday. Is
He
it Saturday?
ran his PR last weekend. Yes, yeah.
So
Akeem Blake, yeah.
so his body is he's in some next level PN that is going to take a minute for his body to recover. So his coaches are doing the right thing because if he's still feeling his body is still feeling that fatigue and him go run, I'm gonna tear him hamstring.
And let me tell you, I have tried to give athletes the benefit of the doubt when they pull out of a meet, because you can be booked to run next month. And leading up to that time, something happened, whether it is a family issue, whether you get sick, whether you get injured, things do happen. But sometimes it can be frustrating to us fans when we buy a ticket to go and see someone compete, and then when you look, the announcers, they're saying, okay, so where's Aleen? Aleen was supposed to be in lane 4. Aleen did not turn up.
Uh,
uh how do we as fans, how are we supposed to deal?
and I understand that, and it's really frustrating for you to, but you have to look at it as, let's say your boss expected you to be at work today, and for some reason you got sick. It's kind of the same thing, you get sick and you can't go work. It's the same thing for an athlete. We get sick and we can't make it into work. But I understand that people are spending money. But then people, for the job that you are, if it's production, people are spending money for what you're producing, and the part of the car that you probably would have created is going to be delayed because you have a little rough day. So I mean, just there's two ways to look at things. From the perspective, would we rather have him run and tear him hamstring than have him run, than have him rest and recover and then win the world championship?
I just think sometimes some of us cannot be pleased, because if
And
he
I
does,
feel you.
if he doesn't run, we're going to say, why never run, and we get
And then
upset.
if him
But if
run
him
and hurt
run and get
himself,
injured,
he
because
might
I've
eat
heard,
that.
yes, I've heard them do it to
Can't.
Elaine.
We
They've done it.
can't please you.
Listen, they have done it to Elaine, and I'm going to say this on record. Last year at the World Championship, when Elaine ran, a lot of people was saying, I was trying to let them know that Elaine was not at 100%. And it is clear because Elaine is a 10-5 girl. And Elaine was not at her best. But we got the 1, 2, 3. And somebody was saying, well, if she wasn't at her best, she shouldn't run. And I'm like, how do you please?
Good job.
How do you please? How do you please fans? Is it that we're not understanding enough? Is it that we're not educated about the sport enough to understand that?
Here, the thing is, as Jamaican, we're just spoiled. We're used to certain things, and if we don't get it, we are go war. So I understand. I understand how they feel because, like, yeah, when I was competing, if I didn't get the position I felt that I should have get, I am highly upset because I expected better of myself, and so I feel that that's how a lot of our fans are. They expect us to perform at our best at all times, but then they have to understand the same way they have setbacks when they're sick and can't go into work. We have the same thing, same way if them uncle dead and them have to take off from work for the funeral because it mentally mess you up. It's not if you're dead. Um,
Oh
if you
yes,
have
I know,
girl,
I know,
then
right?
yeah. So it's and sometimes we just push through it. But
Yeah.
it's mentally drain, like we're there but we're not there mentally. We're just like a little zombie coming up because I remember 2012 Olympics, my bonus mom, her son died and I couldn't go to his funeral because I had to run at Olympic trials, and I didn't want to run 200. I wanted to go to the funeral, but she was like, he would have wanted you to. But I was at the trials, but I wasn't at trials. I was there physically, but not there mentally because I felt that I
Mm-hmm.
needed to be there. I mean, I went and saw her like after that Sunday after the funeral, but it's still, I would have preferred to be there, like, with her at the church service and all of that stuff. But
And
I
this
mean,
is and this is what I keep saying to people. I said, look, the athletes are going through real life just like
realize
us.
just like you,
Everything that is happening to us, the everything that is happening to us in real life, it is happening to them. I remember one world championship. I think Asafa was competing and somebody for him back home died.
his brother, I think, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was one of his brother that died. And I'm saying real life is happening for them also, but sometimes we are so critical of the athletes without even knowing their story.
Yeah.
So it's mental toughness for you guys. I don't know how you guys do it, but it is, I mean, hats off to you guys because I don't know if I could do it. I don't know if I could be out there running in black, green, and yellow and knowing that people one side I say, oh, a time for she retire now. We should not retire now.
Girl, I was fat once. Somebody tell me I'm fat and all. Me did want to fight him.
How do you come back
I
from
don't
things
know.
like those, Aileen? When
Like,
you hear those things, your countryman saying those
me
things.
did want to fight him. Me did want to fight him. But me should I tell my brother go beat him up. Not Capleton, my other brother. My brother Desmond. Me should I tell my brother Desmond to
So
go
how do
beat him.
you how do you come back from stuff like those mentally to say, you know something, forget the noise and focus on my lean?
Yeah, so I had, like I said, like the people that want to have legit. The people that I have around me legit. And they check in and they make sure I'm okay and they make sure I don't um, fall into the things that people say or make it affect me as much as I usually do. So it's just a process. So I understand the fans' frustration when we don't perform to the best of our ability, but then I understand our act like the put hey, oh no what we go through because we cannot perform for you guys. The amount of stress we I go through. And I say, yo, people them probably a half a tree ready for watch you run and can't run because my hamstring are going away. We literally feel bad when we can't perform. Like we beat up ourselves way worse than what the fans would do to us
Wow.
mentally. It just mess with us because you're literally training and you're ready and your body feel good and you feel like you're there on track, and then one day you have practice and you swear so you warm up good and everything set, and
Oh yes.
your hamstring. And then a lot of time, for example, with baby Blake, it's proof that he is not on anything because his body is naturally resetting.
Mm-hmm.
If he did get up and come run this week, then we would be speculating certain things. But his body is literally, our body when it hits a specific threshold, it reset because his body finally hit that, so it reset itself so that it can continuously hit that 9-8. So just bear with him. His He's in some next level. I know because when I ran my PR, I was out for like a good minute.
Mash up.
Um, yeah, but it's just that
Sandy,
here,
San,
it's just here in the
Sandy
US.
British. Okay, go ahead, Aileen. Sorry.
So here in the US, we have like medical, like we have like more next level medical things where we can just jump in our hyperbaric chamber and just chill and our body recover, or we just go into like a cryotherapy thing and our body recover, and then they have infrared sauna and them things that I don't think we have that type of situation in Jamaica where
Yeah.
the athletes can just go lay in a hyperbaric chamber or that type of stuff, or you know So it's the technology here is different from
It's
there. If you
different,
have that.
yeah.
Yeah, and then it
Ours
might
is
not, it
limited.
probably can't afford fee. And not, it probably not make the money if it afford fee fly come Miami and jump in our
Yeah.
prior
Yeah.
chamber, or so it's just just bear with me.
Sandy British is saying Jamaicans feel like they only entitled to gold medal. All and she's right. We don't celebrate bronze, and it is very unfortunate because I see people celebrating getting to a final. Just getting to a final, I see people celebrating. And we are on the podium, and because we're not in the middle of the podium, we just walk away. We say, "Oh, I win bronze. Oh, she win
Yeah.
bronze." And
Mm-hmm.
we just walk away from from that. But I have some quick questions for you, Aileen, from a fan. Oh, Aileen got dropped. I don't know if she will reconnect with us, guys. But everyone in the live chat. Oh, yeah, she's back. Everyone in the live chat.
I don't know why
Yeah,
it's getting logged off.
yeah.
I don't
Okay.
worry with the internet provider.
It happens sometimes. It happens sometimes. But I was just quickly saying hello to the people on the chat. Sandy British,
Mhm.
Kino. Saw Tamika earlier. But I
Mhm.
have some questions for you from a fan. The first one question is, after leaving high school, why did you choose the University of South Carolina over other college? Why not Texas or Auburn?
Because every university I went to, they were telling me how much Olympians them have, and how much pen relay plaques they have, but they forgot that I was a student, so they didn't mention anything about, like, academic stuff. And then the first thing Coach Fry mentioned, and then back then I was a little church girl, and I never really mentioned the Jesus thing. And my mom is a Christian, and my mom is an evangelist, so she wanted me to be in a space where I had somebody. And then my mentor, Mr. Spencer, wanted me to be in like an environment where I would have like a stern leadership. So Coach Fry fit the bill. Coach Fry, first thing was that my team GPA is this, and we need to maintain it. And my priority is to make sure that you graduate from college, graduate from university with a degree. And then after that, he started telling me about Marvin Watts
The different people.
and Tonique, and Charmaine Howell was from there, and she was there as well. Um, and then the Barber twins were there, and then Chelsea Hammond. She's still away for our bronze medal from 2008 Olympics for the long jump.
She was what, upgraded, right? She was
Yeah,
upgraded.
still haven't gotten our medal. I'm soon gonna fight them feet.
Oh
Um,
wow.
and I just had it's just a group of people that I had, and the girls that and my teammates that took me on my tour. They were like more down to earth. They actually paid attention to me. All the other school I visited, the girls really didn't pay any attention to me. And I visited LSU, and I think Peter Gay was my host, but she was hurt, so we really didn't get to do anything. And I got practice at LSU, and the girl never put her makeup. Me not in a,
LSU.
yeah, the girl never touch up that makeup after.
Of course. It's a in thing now.
And
The
then they too bougie for me.
The other question I have for you, how easy or difficult was it to adjust to the change from high school, coming from very technical, outstanding sprinter, to the system in the United States? How different was the system?
I mean, it felt like home, because half of the people then with their college me used to run with at Jamaica, and then the other half, like, was when people I ran with from Penrelease when I was in high school. So it was literally going back to high school, because you're seeing the same people you ran with in high school. So it just felt easy, and it felt like home, because every track meet you go to 10 million Jamaicans at this school and that school. So it just felt like home and it felt easy. And the group of girls that the team that I had, my teammates were really good and they helped me adjust and stuff. And then Charmaine was at South Carolina, so I had her with transitioning, and I lived with her because I didn't have to live on campus. So it
Okay,
was,
good.
it was
Having gone through the college system as an athlete and now being a coach, what advice would you give to student athletes in Jamaica who wants to go to college and have offered scholarships in the United States?
so you have to make sure your grades are up. So like a lot of high school kids in Jamaica, they don't pay attention to if they want to go to school in the US, they don't pay attention to the academic part. So you have to make sure you pay attention to that, your SAT scores, and just pick the right school for you. Because a lot of times we choose based off what other people want us to do, but you have to follow your instincts. So if a coach don't feel right, then don't make any sense to go
But how
there.
do you know? How do you know what's the best fit for you? Let's say three universities come after me. How do I know which one will be the best fit though?
So you ask questions. You should have like a list of questions, like you know, what's your goal? What's your plan for me as as a student athlete? Will I be able to graduate with my degree? Will this be provided? Will I be able to voice my concerns? Because I used to coach. If I am in pain, Coach Fry is not gonna make me run at a track meet. He's gonna send me to he would send me to I would miss a track meet to rehab and train because he knew he needed me um for NCs or for the big things. So small meets, I didn't have, he didn't make us run at every single meet. He made us do quality runs. I think I used to run, I ran 4x4s. If my body don't feel right, I would be on a 4x4. And instead of sprinting every week, I didn't do that. I mean, I run like a 4x1 if we need to qualify. But other than that, he listened to me. So you just have to make sure that your coach, the coach that you're having a conversation with, is looking out for you as a athlete and
And a
you know,
student,
student.
knowing what you know now, if you could do it all over again, what would Aleen do differently in her track and field career?
When I was in high school, I would have paid attention to my teachers and get my grades up, and then go straight to university. And that
Oh,
was gonna be
you
my
went
college.
to yeah, you
I went
went
to Barton
to
first.
Barton, yeah.
Yeah, because Kansas did cold. And then the other thing is I would have like after I left college, I probably should have at the time I wanted to stay with my college coach, but I couldn't because the NCAA rules changed. So I had to find a different avenue. So I felt if I had a choice, I would have um if I so I had two options. I would have felt I should have just at least go with those two options because I could have because John Smith he wanted me to come train with them. I probably should have either did him or Frano because I wanted to, ever since I was in high school. I wanted when I said that if I wanted to was going to go pro, Frano would have been my coach because
That's Stephen Francis.
yeah, because he had a way of because when he used to be our junior coach and he had a way of getting us to perform some next level performance at character games and for our juniors and anywhere he was with us just by making us feel invincible, which yeah, so that's probably what I would have done.
We have a lot of young athletes coming up, especially the females. We have Brianna Liston, we have Brianna Williams, we have the Clayton twins, we have young Alana Reed, we have Onika Makanoff, we have Serena Cole, we have Karika Hill. Oh my God, I can stay here and call names all night.
Yeah.
What are some of the advice that you would give these young ladies who are now stepping into the big league, so to speak?
So my advice it would be to have people around you that are not there to take, that are there to guide you on the right path, and invest in like real estate, something that will, be there for you long term. I thank God every day for Mr. Spencer, who never met me buy the Mercedes Benz and buy a condo instead.
Wow,
I'm gonna go out to
beautiful.
Mercedes. But something you need to have make sure you invest in something long term that will benefit you, whether it's investment and all of that stuff. Make sure everything is there, and you can't give to everybody. No is going to be your favorite word when you
Because
get
everybody
involved.
will be looking for something. How did you handle that? The fact that everybody wanted a piece of your pie.
I so I had Mr. Spencer. Well, Spencer said I can't do it. Yeah, Spencer said I can't. So what Spencer says is a law. I can't, whatever. So
But
Mr.
the thing
Spencer
is,
gets to get
the,
blamed for
the
everything.
thing is that Aileen, a lot of our young athletes, what about some of them have people that they can talk to, because some of them parents are getting more involved now in
It's
their
good.
kids' life. And I like seeing that, 'cause there's a young lady, and I called her name earlier. Everywhere she competes, her mother is there. I've been watching
Yes.
track and field all season in Jamaica, and every meet I hear them call that young lady's mother's name, that she is in the stand. So she is very close to what is happening with her child. So, like for the younger ones or for others who do not have that parent or parents in their corner, or someone like the way you had Mr. Spencer, where do they go to get guidance, really, in
Um,
signing a contract or endorsement, whatever it might be, investment negotiation? Where do they go to get that kind of help?
see, I need to see. I need that I don't know, and I need to figure that out. We need to figure that out because they need to
Yes,
have
yes,
an avenue
there should
or
be a place where
like
they
a
can
place
go.
where they can go
Yeah,
that
a
people that
body, yeah, a
not gonna
body.
take advantage
Yeah,
of
a
the
body that they can
situation,
go to and ask for advice, and people advise them the
which is
right way.
why it's always good. So like specific um alumni from different school to still like be have that like connection with their specific school so that they can offer their advice and their services. Um, there's different there's we just need to create like a safe space where the athletes can have more information about just giving them more information about stuff and what is readily available for them. So yeah, we need to figure that out. I just got lucky because my parents really didn't have the knowledge of all the proceeding. I'm just got lucky that Dwight and Mr. Spencer you know saw that I had potential, and they were um I have the mindset that they're going to make sure I protected long term, and that I'm not taken advantage of and stuff like that. But the thing is, I feel that that's where our federation should come into, and our minister of sport should come into
To
the
educate,
picture to
yes.
educate or have
Have
so
workshops or something, a
yeah, have
space.
workshops or lawyer, because I think USA Track and Field they have so USA Track and Field they have like an annual convention where all the athletes go and like different things are provided. So they learn about finances, they learn about like contracts, like a lawyer having a good lawyer to look over things, just protecting yourself from certain things. So it's actually,
We need something
yeah.
like that as a
So we
country for
definitely
our,
need something like
yeah,
that.
for our young people, and we don't have to charge them for the service. We
No,
need a space where they can call, come and see someone and said, I'm going to sign a contract, or what are the protocols, what are the process in an endorsement, what do I look for, what are the key words, you
because
know.
you, yeah, because you do have, because we do have past athletes that are lawyers, that are therapists, that are
That are
so
everything,
that are
everything.
everything. So what J Trays need to do is to like literally find those people, because I know a lot of them would do pro bono stuff for the younger kids just to get them on track. Um, until they're financially stable or financially able to do that, and just educate them on the stuff that they need, and also have like, you know, when they want, if they're trying to get into a university, because not everybody wants to stay in Jamaica, not everybody can survive in Jamaica in all those track clubs, you know. Some of them, a lot of kids just run track for the fun of it. Most of them are academically inclined and they don't want to do it long term, but if they can get that scholarship to pay for their education while doing that, and then when they're done they move to their own thing. So we just need to be able to provide like a package deal where they get all that information that they need um, long term. And yeah, we need to figure it out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we yeah, we definitely need
we need to set up some
a resource center where
yes,
athletes can get information, and I'm going to check if we have anything like that. I don't know that we do,
we don't.
but I'm going to check on
Oh,
it.
I think Jesus, I'm drawing a blank. Twins, they used to run track. They do. Okay, I need to find out. Oh God, she just won.
I need to have a discussion with Davian.
Yeah, because
Yes.
she just, so they're twins. They used to run track in Jamaica, but she just won like an international teachers award. She
Okay.
has a program, but I don't think Jamaica has been advertised, like been like like advertising. I need to find it
Yeah,
out. I saw it
we
somewhere.
we
And I
definitely need something. Our young people, they need guidance. You know, they
found,
need guidance. It's not just somebody coming in front of you and say, "Okay, I'm going to sign you for $100,000." That $100,000 could just be for kit and no money in your pocket.
yes, a lot of
You
times,
know,
like a lot of times the kid signs for kid, just kid.
and they don't realize that they're only sign because I spoke to somebody once and he did not realize he was only signing for
And for
kit.
clothes, yeah.
Yeah, he didn't realize that there was no money that is going to go in the bank
And then
to,
he's stuck in it for
and then you're
the
stuck in
time.
it for a while. So we do need to help them in that area. But in closing, I'm going to throw something at you. It's a very touchy topic, but I have observed that over the last few seasons, more athletes, more track and field athletes are being banned for whereabouts violation instead of positive drug test. What is going on, Aileen? What was it like for you? How did you update your system and when you had to move from one place? What was your process when you have to update water or whomever you have to update that? Okay, I'm not going to be in the United States, I'm going to be in Jamaica. What was your system?
The water lady was my best friend because I had a direct phone number. They have a phone number. I had phone number and email. So I was like, I email her and like, I'm traveling. I'm not gonna, because I had a phone that had email on it. And then I text her and like, I'm traveling. This is where I'm going at this time. And she had like literally water has somebody that's reading emails and reading a text message. So if you tell them, say you're supposed to be here, but something happened, um, and you're going to be here, you text them. I remember I was supposed to be at a specific spot, but I had something. I think I had to run to the mall for something. I'm gonna text her and tell her I said this is where I'm at. So it's just because I didn't have like a group of people doing it for me. it's my
Who
responsibility
is
to make
supposed to do that job? You or you?
nobody,
So
me,
let me ask you
me,
something, Aileen. And I'm
me go
glad that
online and set it up myself.
no, but what I'm saying, suppose I am your manager. Why can't you give me as your manager that responsibility? And if I foul up, then I am fired.
Because the
Why is
manager don't know. Here's the
no,
thing.
but you're supposed to tell your manager.
Neither.
It's like working in an office. You're my boss. And if you're leaving the office, I'm your assistant. You come to me and you say, okay, HP, I'm going to the Pegasus for lunch for an hour. So if somebody calls the office and asks, may I speak to Aleen? I said, I'm sorry, she's out to lunch. You don't just get up and move and go where you want to go when there are protocols to follow. Why is it that the managers, if you have a manager, why is it that your manager cannot do that job? That's
See
what
at
I
the
want
time,
to know.
see at the time, my manager was running a multi-million-dollar corporation, so he couldn't. So Timothy was my Mr. Spencer is my manager. Was my man. Well, still is. I'm my father. So he was running a multi-million-dollar corporation, and I cannot put that. And managers have 10 million athletes.
True, I agree.
And have 10 million athletes. We're adults. We need to take responsibility for something. So your manager and your manager, your agent, they're literally constantly getting you into track meets and this and that. And then when they get you in the track meet, they shoot the information out to water. Because once you're on the list for a track meet, water know where you are. So the manager is already doing that part. But if let's say they get you in a meet and your managers tell them say you're, and half of the time the managers are in a different country on a different continent because my agent live in Europe, so
Okay,
I can't send him a text when I'm asleep
I
and
get
say
it. Yeah, I get it
I'm
now. Yeah.
moving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I had me and the water lady was best friend because I call her, I text her, um, I email her. So there's like and I think by now, back then them never have an app, but I feel like by now, water has an app where you can literally go in and update stuff. Like they literally, but that's the thing, USA Track and Field, I think they're doing something now where they're giving their athletes the telling their athletes the protocol and what to follow and how to do things and when to do it. Because
And this is what I'm wondering. I'm still trying to figure out because I'm going to be honest with you. Every time I hear it, it annoys me.
yeah,
Because I'm saying by now, shouldn't you know the protocol? And the thing about it is that it is happening to top athletes, not second tier athlete. It is happening to top athletes, and I've seen it. It has been happening for quite a while now. You have top athletes being banned because of whereabout violations. I
but
thought
a
that
lot of
people were
times,
afraid of returning a positive drug test, but that's not what is doing it now. A violation,
a
I get
lot
you banned.
these kids are I don't, maybe I was different when I was their age because I was just taught different and thought different. But these kids, them they use this,
No, but everybody have smartphone.
No,
Everybody have a smartphone.
but
So
them no use this.
why are we not using our smartphone to do the smart things?
But yeah, the smartphone, but them not use this. Cause them feel so that half of them feel so them invincible and nothing not
Aileen,
gonna happen to them.
Aileen, I get very upset. I get annoyed with athletes, and I don't get annoyed easily with athletes. But when you're going to cause yourself to get banned for 2 years, I mean, 2 years are 4 years out of your career is a lot. It is a
I
lot,
know.
especially in track and field. Track and field,
And usually
you're
no ban you for 2 years. I when them get so rough.
yeah,
It
some
usually be like a
people.
6 month period. If it's your first offense, it's usually like a
Yeah,
6 month period.
some people get 6 months. There was an athlete won the world championship 2019. She was banned. She just coming back now in
Oh
2023.
yeah, that's we missed.
So this is like 3 years,
Yeah,
something like that. So I mean, I can understand if you get banned for a positive drug test.
but you're aware of
It's
it.
bad, but you're aware about that you can easily press a button and
Hmm.
update a system is not making any sense to
So I
me.
think when I was watching the when I read the article about Christopher, is it
Mm.
Christopher?
Christopher Taylor is the latest.
So
Yeah.
he knew he had a flight that morning, so he should have updated his,
Man, it
like,
breaks my heart.
like, yeah. So he knew he had a flight, so all he had to do was update
It
his
breaks my
whereabouts.
heart. It breaks my
Because
heart.
we
That's
have a window. We have a window. You have a window where you
Tell
give
me about
them.
the process from start to finish, how it really works.
So you give them windows in the morning that you're okay with them coming to your house for drug testing. So yeah, I was evil. So my window was between 5 and 6, 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. So they usually show up between that time, and by then, um, it's done. And then I had to tell them, so track practice, because they can show up anywhere. So you have a morning window and you have like a practice window. So you give them the two different windows where they can show up in. So there's that 5 to 6. If they don't come then, if they don't come then you're at practice from 6 a.m. to. But I used to let practice by 5, so they back practice time I'm at practice, so they can show up at practice, and then I tell them what time I'm at home so they can show up at home. But you do have an option of when you want them to come to your house, and then if something change, you do have access to telling them that I literally, when I used to fly, because sometimes I used to fly between the windows where I told them they can come to my house for peace. So I literally told them I have a flight from I have a flight leaving Jamaica at 5 a.m. and they're not supposed to show up when you tell them you're flying out.
Okay.
Tell them say I fly out. So if them show up, them I break the
It's
protocol.
it's on them. It's
Yeah,
on them.
because because you're telling them what is happening. So if them show up and you have proof that you told them that you were traveling and you have your your plane ticket and that stuff, then that's on them. So
How do
you
you
can't get.
how do you protect yourself? Meaning, do you send like an email and you have that email in your sent box? So
Yes,
if
I
they
have paper trail. I'm gonna
paper
play with
trail,
them.
okay, paper trail, okay,
I'm gonna play
okay.
with them. Like I said, I email and I text. I have paper trail. I'm gonna play with them because them love say, "Well, I didn't get this." Well, it's
It was sent. It
there.
was
You
sent.
go.
It was sent. It was sent.
And then they have like a portal you can go into and like update, your location and your time and what is it that you're doing. Because I used to go in, if I was traveling and I got like a list of my flights and I didn't have access to email, then I text it to her and she upload it. And then when I get to where I have access to a computer, I log into the site and then I tell them, log in all my document all my stuff. So
And I mean, it's easier now than maybe it was like say before 2008, because 2008 we had cell phone, and I mean we didn't have data and all them thing. I mean, we used to what, Blackberry
made it have
thing.
my BlackBerry.
Yeah, that's what we used to have. Wi-Fi, having Wi-Fi and data wasn't. I'm trying to remember. So I guess
No,
you
you
would,
never used to have Wi-Fi. You never
right.
have
So you have to
data.
go
The only
to
time you had data is when the compute you find a computer
You would
with
have to find a computer, but no, it is so easy now
way
where,
easy.
yeah, you just connect on a Wi-Fi anyway, go
Yeah.
whether you have data or not, you just connect, update. And I wish athletes would do that more, because I'm tired to be hearing top athletes, getting in trouble, whether you get 3 months, 4 months, 10 months, 2 years. It should not be happening, because it's simple.
Yeah.
And the amount of things that we're doing with our cell phone, I mean, you can stop for a minute and update. the thing.
Yeah,
I am
and
traveling.
a lot of time, athletes are busy and they forget. But
But come on,
he knew
Ellie,
that my thing
something
is
like that, you can't forget.
he knew his travel schedule. I think he
Hmm.
probably knew beforehand. So once you settle down, like the thing is, you have to. I used to have like a reminder, like I write stuff down, because at the beginning of the year you have to submit your stuff and change stuff. So I used to write down a reminder and stick it. Okay, this date I have to update my wearables, or I'm traveling to Europe. Um, I need to go in the system and update my travel stuff. And yeah, so it's just you have to it's your reputation and it's your job.
How
The thing is,
often do you have to tell
every
them
year,
where you are? Every day?
every day, if you're moving, you have to tell them every day.
Oh, so
Just
if I live at point A and I'm not going anywhere, as in when you say
so
go anywhere, you mean like going to the mall, going to.
yeah. So you're gonna be at home between six and they say you say you're going to be at home between 6 and 9.
Mhm.
So that's when they test you. And then let's say you say you're going to be at practice between 10 and 11. Then yeah, them can't come. Or if you're going to be back at home between 8 and 9, let's say for example you decided that you're going to go to dinner, you literally have to tell them say they want a restaurant.
Wow.
I just
So
had a
so
restaurant.
how often you have to do this every week? So let's say
Every
they come on Monday. When would they come again? Like a week after, a month after?
Yeah, so if you're not going to be at that location, then
Mm-hmm.
you have to go in the system and update it. Because let's say the month of January to March, you're still at home training and stuff. But then July and August, you're going to be competing. And I literally doing Jamaica trials, it was on my drug testing list. I'm going to be competing at the Jamaica trials between July 5th and July till 7th.
Whatever.
Yeah, between these times, and then check your schedule. And then if I go into a track meet, I'm going to be competing in Italy at Rovereto meet, and they look and to see what time is the meet, and and a lot of time we get drug tested at the meets, so they have that. So most track meet drug test you, so
Let me ask you another question. I know I'd said that was the last question, but you stayed clean throughout your career. How hard was that for you in terms of what you eat, what medication? Was it difficult to choose what you eat and what medication you take in terms of a painkiller or whatever?
yes. So I had to pay attention to everything. So I had to email. So WADA has like a person you can email and tell them that, you know, is this okay for me to take? Um, because I have asthma, because I have asthma, every year I have to redo my TU test and submit it, and I have to submit the inhaler that I'm taking. But then with my supplement, Gregory Orton was my nutritionist, so he has like he has like a thing with water, so he submit all the supplement that he sends to me to water and make sure that they're within, they don't have any, anything that's
Any
off,
banned substance?
any bad substance, because every year things change,
Oh,
so I have to
yes.
submit them with the list of things that's on it. And so I didn't have to worry about my supplement part, because Gregory is a drill sergeant with him thing in the play. He doesn't play, and it's his reputation on the
Yes.
line.
Yes.
Um, and if anybody need like somebody to give you some good supplement to make sure you survive and you don't get tested positive, Mr. Gregory on is a man.
So with
I'm
things
sorry.
with things changing every year, Sandy British is saying being an athlete ain't easy. You guys have to make sure that you log your whereabouts. You have to check your food, every supplement, all of that. How you guys keep up with that and still be able to train and do all of these things? I mean,
Well, I mean, I know. I don't even know how we did it, Because if I got sick, if I got the cold, I couldn't take nothing. I have to suffer. But then me used to call my mother. And she used to recommend. She used to. I had to
Drink
do
ginger
home rem.
tea. Drink
Yes,
ginger
I had to
tea.
do home garlic. Oh God, so garlic so I used to travel with like a jar with garlic in a honey soak.
Yeah, that's good.
That
That's
was
good stuff.
medicine. Um, so you literally even painkiller, even painkiller. I have to check to make sure I can take an
Yes,
Advil.
I've seen athletes get in trouble with painkiller. Yeah, I've
Yeah, I have
seen
to
that.
make sure
Yeah.
I can take an Advil. There's like medical procedures that require specific medicine. Sometimes I have to go without the specific painkiller because have something in it that's but a lot of times if you've done a surgery and you had to get like a specific painkiller, you have once you have proof that you had surgery and that was what the doctor recommended and you submit it, then if you get tested and it's in your system, then you're fine. So yeah.
Aleen, Aleen Bailey, aka Yannick. Thank you so much for sharing your journey with us. And boy, mental toughness, many times we do not, because someone is physically okay, we don't stop to think about what's happening here
Mentally.
mentally. And mentally is really what mental, oh my god, mental toughness is important, and it is needed in this life.
Yeah,
It
and it's
is
always
needed.
good to get help.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. That's
So it
very important, because
talks to a therapist.
too many people out there are going through stuff, and then when the wars happen, everybody is like, oh my god, and we're that, and it's just to reach out instead of resting them in peace, as Tiana Madison said. Instead of resting people in peace, why not try to help them so that they can live in peace? Tiana Madison wrote that on Instagram a few weeks ago after the passing of Tori Bowie. She said, instead of resting people in peace, why not try to help them to live in peace? And I will always remember those words from that wise young lady. And I'm sure you've had your encounter with Tiana and on the track. But Aileen, thank you very much. Do you have anything to say in
Um,
closing?
no, just continue to do the amazing job that you're doing and educating the people on everything that's athletic, not just the running part, but the other side of it, and make people see that we're actually humans. But my thing is to just just stay encouraged. Like I said, always have people in your corner that's love and care for you and will be there for you regardless of anything. That will make sure you're good, check in on you, support you, push you to your full potential, always encourage you, don't tear you down, and just don't listen to the noise. Just listen to some Bob Marley. Bob Marley always gets you right. Um, or if you want to jump up and down, just listen to one or two Capleton, and
Yep,
chill the vibes. Because music calms the savage beast. So, that's
indeed.
always, yeah. And pray. Just pray. For strength every day. That's what I do. I ask the creator to, just strengthen me every day and see the value in yourself. Don't let anybody um, assign
Hmm.
value to you. Because
Yeah.
if you allow that, then, it takes you in the wrong path. So value yourself because, you're next level. You're like, one of them rare diamond. Yeah. So see
Yep.
yourself as that and just
Indeed.
stay
Indeed.
focused.
Indeed.
And yeah.
Sandy British in on the live chat is saying, keep up the good work, Aileen. Aileen, I think you would be a good mentor for our young athletes. I really think so. I think you would do a good job, mentoring our our young people, just talking to them and sharing with them and smiling with them. You have that personality, and this is the kind of thing that we need to help our young athletes to go forward, just to let them know that someone is there. And even when, even when you did not perform to your full potential, it is okay. Tomorrow
But them
is
can
another
direct
day.
message me from Facebook or
Yeah,
Instagram all the
yeah,
time. So
yeah. You would do, yeah, you would do well in that area.
so
But
that's what I mean.
Aileen May Bailey,
Hi.
aka Yannick, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Enough
It's been
love.
a pleasure. No, blessings.